like, okay, this is what I want to help, people with. I want to help them with this test taking. How did you even come to mind that like coaching could support you in that when you were so niche? You are so niched in that
Mhm.
particular field, right? So how did you blend or how did you even think about bringing coaching into the landscape of what you do?
Yeah, so I had this side business for like 6 years, just trying to bring in extra income from my main hospital job. And so at the time, I never even knew what a coach was, right? I just knew that everyone was becoming a coach. I heard of life coaches. I didn't know that there was any structure to it. And so I just slapped coach onto the end of the name of my business. Like I had no idea what it meant. And when everything started to come to a head, job became toxic. I was an H6 as a physician, but like literally
Yes.
delirious, like never awake, never enjoyed anything with my family. Like it was not a good lifestyle. And being introduced to Rachel just from her book, seeing her book in Target and flipping that $22 book to $8,500, I was like, I was waiting on I would check my inbox, I would go to the website, whatever she is putting out next, I need to be a part of because the ROI on the book was insane. So what are we gonna do next?
I love that. And I think it's really impressive when we realize how much we can get from a book. Therefore, what could I get from this program? Right? Like, what could I get if I actually had all the tools, got all the training, got support? Right. And so many people have sent in beautiful wins and testimonials about just their experience after reading the book, right? Let
Mhm.
alone actually going through a program. But that took you taking action, right? Not just like wanting to do it, but then the opportunity came up and you were like, no, I'm in. So I it sounds like you were already sold in before the opportunity even came up. But tell me about the feelings you had when you heard the opportunity, when it was presented to you, when you heard all the details of it, including the price and everything that came with that program package. What were those emotions you were feeling and what happened? What happened in your head and in your heart during that time?
So I got an email that said, if you're thinking about working with me and my team, you should apply. And I like jumped all over it. And as I'm going through, I'm like, oh, this is to become a business coach. Like that sounds great, but that's not what I'm trying to do. But I bet you if I do this, my business will grow. And so I go through the application. I had a great call, and then I find out the price. And I like kind of choked. I was like, I had gone through this I'll call it traumatic experience with money in the past, like so many of us had. Between me and my husband, we had $439,000 worth of debt, and we went on this debt elimination journey. And in 5 years and 4 months, we had cleared all of that out. And so life was good in terms of income and what we were saving, but the trauma was still there. Like I would hold on to a dollar like it was my last dollar, s- still making money, right? Still having money in the bank. Like everything was, if we were going to spend more than $100, not only did we talk about it, I mean, there was probably a PowerPoint presentation. We had to prove why it was going to help us, what was the worst outcome. It was insane the way we still related to money, having been in a better place for at least 2 years. So I saw the price. I was like, this is not, I have never done anything like this. I remember my heart beating like extremely fast. I was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to my husband about it. And he and I are the same about money, right? And I was like, I want to invest in a program. I want to quit my job, right? This is all happening at the same time. And I want to invest in a program. And he said the craziest thing to me. He goes, I don't care what it is, I'm in. I support you. And I was like, what? That is not how our conversations go, like at all. I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I feel like this is your time. Like, you don't even have to tell me. And I go, you might change your mind after I explain what it is. And I tell him what it is. And I tell him, this is, a business coaching program. And I tell him the price. Right. And he's like, I'm still in. And I was like, this is the sign. This is the sign. Because I have never spent that amount of money. When I borrowed the money in med school, it was like play money. It wasn't even real. Like I don't it came in and it came out. And so for him, what I realized in that moment was my husband saw what I have accomplished and what I was doing and knew me better than I knew myself. And he trusted me better than I trusted myself with my own decisions and my investments. Oh, you're mute, Mary Angelica.
I said that's a way to be seen in that moment, right? Like that is literally a way for someone to see all of the things you've already proven yourself over and over again to yourself. But like you said, you were holding on to a bit of that past, right? A bit of those decisions that were made in the past. So
Mhm.
you had this beautiful conversation with your husband, right? You went all in on it. So tell me about your journey. How much was your business making before you joined the certification? How much is it making now? What has been the journey on the ROI? Because sometimes we look at a $25,000 investment and we're like, but am I going to get my ROI on it? Right. And we're just like careful about it all. But you went in full out and you were like, I'm doing this thing, I'm committing to it, and I'm going to take action. Because the thing is, you can get presented the thing, you can be given the textbook, right? And at the end of the day, that's not doing anything. The action of taking action on what you're being given is going to do it. So you took action. So tell me about that journey from a financial perspective. How did that change, and how has it affected your life?
Yeah, so prior to joining the program, my highest earning year in business was $20,000.
Okay.
And the year right before joining, it was 14K. So then I spent $25,000 on the coach certification program. And we started in April. And by my birthday, August 7th, I had made $100,000. I couldn't even believe it because I thought I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll hit 50K this year." And as I kept hitting it, I was like, "Maybe I should increase that number." And then I was like, "Did I just make $100,000?" Like, what just happened? Like even at the intensive, I hadn't looked at my numbers. Like when I made that video, I had already hit 100K. I didn't even know in
Mm.
that testimonial. And so I hit 100K in August. I closed out the year over a little over 100K, maybe like around 113, 115,000. And now in 2024, I hit 145K before the end of quarter two. And this year is still unfolding. Um, I have really big goals to hit a million by the end of this year. Really
Woo!
big goals. And that
Let's go, Tiffany.
so when I see you at ROI in January,
Let's
I'm gonna
go.
be telling you that we hit the million.
If you
Yeah.
see us, you better be there so that you can jump up and down when we're cheering and hugging and
I'm in
doing.
the front. Yeah, I'm in the front row. I'm
Yes.
the golden ticket holder. I'm in the
Well,
front
I don't
row.
know if you know actually, but we offered the Hello 7 coach certification today, and the bonus if anyone joins today is actually a ticket to ROI.
Oh,
So
I missed that. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Yes.
yes, so they're all going to be there. The people that are joining will be there to celebrate
Yes.
that. Now I want to ask you one quick question before I let you go. What do you think was the reason that you hit those numbers? Because you went through the coach certification with many people, right? And you took action in your own unique way. But what do you think made the difference for you? Because a lot of people here are sitting thinking, yeah, but that's her story.
Mhm.
That's Dr. Tiffany's story. That's not possible for me. That's not going to be possible. And they maybe even have a business that's been making more than 14,000, which is what yours was making before you joined. So what do you think did it? What was the thing that clicked where basically you got surprised that you make 100K? You didn't even know. That is how easeful it was coming in that you were like, oh, I guess we're at 100.
Yeah, I think first of all, the growth scale is like the most genius thing I have ever seen, right? But we could all have the growth scale and do something different with it. For me, it was deciding that I am going to go all in, right? Like if I was teetering and still running around at the hospital and taking call,
Mhm.
I don't know if I would have the strength to do what I did. But knowing like, no, this is the new thing. And I'm still in transition, right? Like I've been popping in all day, but not on camera because I'm literally like doing clinical trials and seeing patients. Like, so I still teeter totter, but like I went all in. There was no other distraction. And I was like, if I follow what she teaches, it will work. Literally like I call myself now a strategist. You give me a strategy, I will just check off the boxes and the magic will happen. That's all that needs to occur.
Whew, there you go. How do you feel after hearing Dr. Tiffany's story? Because I think you have such a powerful story of like trust and belief in yourself. And it's almost like that trust and belief that your husband had when you had that first conversation, when you were like, really? This point, you're talking like, no, 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 I got it. Like, this is just what I do. This is how I do it. And I make it happen. So if you want to share, how are you feeling? Because these are the testimonies that really truly show you what real humans are capable, what they have been able to do, right? It's not just like a pretty picture testimonial on a screen somewhere on a site. It's a real human that's telling you their story of how they committed and then they saw those results. You see, blown away. You have to have an unwavering belief in yourself. Very inspired. Love it. Thank you, Dr. Tiffany, for your time today. Thank you for joining us in this space and for just blessing us with your story, because that is quite the story. And listen, you have a big goal. We're going to be celebrating in the front row at ROI.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Get excited because, first of all, okay, let me just give y'all a little intro. Okay. This session is all about offers, creating offers that are going to make you money. Okay. So we just talked about spending money. Whenever you talk about spending money, it's good to also talk about making money. Okay. So that's what we're going to hit you with next. So these are offers created by myself. I've sold every single one of these and made money from every single one of these. And you're welcome. Mary Angelica, take it away. And also, can we just put some respect on Mary Angelica's name right now? Okay, because what y'all don't know is that this woman has 3 kids, a full-time job, and before she came to Hello 7, she was running her 6-figure side hustle. Okay, so in addition to, she had a full-time job, she had 3 kids and a husband, and was still making 6 figures on the side as a coach. So recognize, okay?
Multiple. It got to multiple 6 figures. Once I could say multiple, it felt real good.
Exactly. On the side, I just want to mention the 3 kids again, because I don't know if y'all know, but I got 3 little people that live in my house and they take up a lot of my time. Okay. So listen, when you have the excuses of I'm too busy, no, you're not. Like, let's prioritize and let's get focused, because if you want to make money, money has to be a priority, right? So put it on your calendar, carve out the time to make sure that you make it happen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. Thank you
Mary
for that.
Angelica, take it away.
Thank you. And yes, and listen, if you want to talk about the excuses that come up because of your family life, just hit me up. Hit me up in the chat. I know about all of the things that you're going to be telling yourself right now, but yes, all the 3 of them are very little. Now they've grown. So they're 6, 4, and 2. Not grown that much. They're still very little and very much needing of everything, including your body. But you got to make time for yourself and your goals and what it is you're after, right? Because you're not just here to be one thing, right? You are multitudes. And so allow yourself to explore all of the things that you want to be. And I refuse to let my children be the reason I don't do something. So, they don't get to be my excuse for things. They get to be my why. Okay. All right. Let's get into this session, building your $1 million coaching offer. So we're going to talk about offers. We are going to essentially dive into the different kind of offers that you could set up as a coach, right? Obviously we dive into these a lot deeper within the actual certification, but even just here today, you can start to get some ideas of how you would go about setting yourself up as a coach and what offers you could put out into the world. And really, it's time to create a coaching offer that just sells itself, right? We need to make it so good that it sells itself, right? No more guessing, no more winging it, just a step-by-step guide to crafting an offer that not only speaks directly to your clients and what they really, really need, but also will turn them into loyal, high-paying clients that will continue to come back for the next thing that you have to offer, right? So you can create whatever type of coaching practice you want. You can coach clients full-time or part-time, right? You can meet them virtually. You can meet them face-to-face. You can do retreats in an island. You could do a VIP day. There are so many options when it comes to coaching. Even today, Rachel was talking about some. You can blend, right? Brand coaching, brand photography, and brand coaching. You can do a blend of whatever it is that sparks your interest and add coaching to it, right? We even have people that went through the program that were accountants, right? And took the coaching certification because now they can support their clients in a different way when they're talking about their money struggles or their money issues. So really you can apply this knowledge in a lot of ways. So really, there are so many ways to make $1 million, right? And there are really no ways, no limits on how to do it. And it's up to you how you make it happen, which is the fun thing. So there are a couple ways that people go about it. They're like, I'm going to make something so low ticket that I'm just going to sell a bunch of them. And then I'm going to be so rich because people are going to not going to stop buying it because it's so cheap. They're going to keep buying it. And so they do like an ebook that costs like $10. And you need to do a very high volume of sales to reach $1 million, right? We don't necessarily recommend this path. What we talk about here is we talk about high ticket offers, right? So to make $1 million faster without exhausting yourself and trying to sell and sell and sell is create a high end offer that is priced at 1,000 to 10,000 and above and sell that. Okay. Both business models can work, but the low end model requires so much more work, right? It just requires you to sell and sell and sell, and you require so many people around you to be able to buy that product, where really you may not have 100,000 potential customers that are going to come buy your $10 product, right? So we need to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success, and creating a high ticket offer will do that. And you may be thinking, well, it's a lot easier, Mary Angelica, to just convince my people and my network to buy something that's $10 as opposed to $10,000. But that might not necessarily be true, right? Because it takes creativity, it takes time, it takes effort to inspire anybody to buy anything. It takes all of that to inspire them to give you $10, right? It takes creativity, time, and effort to inspire someone to give you $10,000. So why don't we just put all of that effort into the $10,000 thing, okay? Can we just say yes to high ticket? We say high ticket in the chat. Can we just commit right now that we're going to be on the high ticket train, and you're not going to be exhausting yourself trying to sell a $100, entire coaching practice? Yes, high ticket, exactly, right? You require the same level of effort and energy. So why are you going to be choosing the hard path? Okay, ease. Whenever possible, choose ease. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about some different offers and the recommended pricing range, right? And we're going to start with one-on-one coaching. With one-on-one coaching, you're going to bring your undivided attention to one client at a time, right? You're going to dive into exactly what your client wants, and you're going to work with that person. You're going to be laser focused with that client and their needs. And you can offer one-on-one coaching in many different ways. You could offer a one-time session, just a singular session. You could do it, maybe a 70-minute coaching session called 7-Figure Breakthrough. It might say something like, in 70 minutes, we'll identify what's stopping you from having $1 million business and how to clear these blocks. And by the end of the session, you're going to have a personalized list of action steps to help you scale, right? These are the things that a lot of our Health 7 coaches obviously can say too, because they have the framework in this ginormous textbook I showed you, right? That shows them how to do that. And so you could have a one-time session that has one goal, right? For that. Click, hit send that email, right? And get your first 3 paying clients, right? It might not feel like it's a lot, but it's a start. And it's the journey that begins, right? That is how Rachel started, right? She got her first 3 clients through an email. Then you have a package of sessions. Maybe you want to package something together. You want to do 3 one-hour coaching sessions called Mind, Body, and Business, right? So maybe you want to do the first session around mindset, the next one around maybe where they are in their body, how they can prioritize sleep and exercise and nutrition. And then the third one can be all around their business. Like, okay, we take care of you. Now let's figure out this business plan of yours, right? So you could do a series of sessions, or you could do a long-term program, like a 6-month program or anything longer term, because this allows, you to mix that one-on-one relationship to more than just one session. But now they're building continuous exposure to you, right? Now they're building loyalty and trust. And now probably at the end of the 6 months, either they're going to re-sign or they're going to go with whatever your next program is at that time. All right. We also have VIP days, right? So a VIP day is a coaching experience where you are bringing your client and your whole heart to this one session, right? You are going to give them all of your expertise in one very, very powerful day. You can plan that day to include time to talk, or time to think, time to work on projects, get things done. And your client is going to clear their schedule, right? They're going to silence their phone. They're going to bring their full attention, and it's be all about the goal at hand, right? You're going to treat the client like a VIP. You're maybe going to roll out the red carpet, maybe provide meals, give them a gift when they arrive. You're going to dazzle them, right? The idea here is to make them feel like a VIP, by providing a great VIP experience and then the knowledge to back that, right? So although you can absolutely offer this service like online on Zoom, these tend to go over really well as well on in person, because you can really dive into it with a person. You can lay out the sticky notes on the wall, right? You can map out the plan on a wall or on a big sheet together, right? You can spend that time connecting. But a lot of people do tend to do VIP days both in person and virtually as well. The recommended pricing for VIP days, $3,000 to $10,000 per day, depending on, where you're starting, your industry, what is the thing that is delivered, what is the result that they're getting, what is the transformation that they're getting, right? Price accordingly. So this is the range that we recommend. For group coaching experiences, right? This is massively powerful because now you're doing a one-to-many approach. And plus, once you connect with other people maybe in your coaching group, they might inspire other people to come that are just like them. They might have a friend. They might be like, hey, let's do this program together. Let's go through it together, right? And there's going to be a specific focus. So in this group program of yours, you may want to have something called like the Side Hustle Accelerator. And this is where you're going to teach your clients how to launch successful side hustles in 100 days. So that's your goal for that program. They're going to come in all together like a cohort, and they're going to go out of it together like a cohort, right? You can also offer another program called Time Rich. And this one could show seasoned entrepreneurs how to hire the right team, how to delegate tasks, how to free up their time, right? There's some ideas of something. What do they really want? What is their problem, right? Well, they don't have a lot of time. They're so busy. So let me create a program that's going to speak to that problem, right? That is how you're going to craft an offer that they're going to want to jump on, because they're like, yeah, I need more of that. I need to be time rich, right? Again, your group program could really be a one-day workshop with 20 people in attendance. It could be a 6-month journey together. It could be a course with 500 participants who watch videos that you recorded, they complete assignments, right? There are so many ways to format your group experience, but the goal here is that you are offering a one-to-many approach. And the recommended pricing for this is anywhere between $5,000 to $25,000, depending on the experience, how long they're going to be working with you, how much time and access do they have for you, okay? Another option, and even some of our Hello 7 Coach grads have been doing retreats and offering retreats as well. It's imagine getting paid to just like travel to like Morocco or Dubai or Bali, right? Or a castle in Scotland and host an incredible experience. Maybe there's like, you explore the location, you do some good mindset work, and then maybe you go out and you do like a hike somewhere, right? You can plan a retreat for your clients, and this can be whether it's a weekend, and you can start literally in your own city, right? The first retreat I hosted was literally like 45 minutes away. It doesn't have to be all across the world, but you can build up to that, right? You can completely build a retreat business out of this as well. And you can also, during the retreat, just as a heads up, you're going to want to resist the temptation to just like put everything into the days of the retreat, right? You're like, oh, I got them. They're all here for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days. I got to deliver, right? You want to make sure that you're breathing in some room for them to enjoy their experience, to be around other people, to create community and create those bonds, right? If you're keeping them busy the whole time, they're not cultivating those bonds, right? You're going to add special touches just like you would a VIP day. And then also in your marketing materials, you can include maybe the retreat amenities, the things that they're going to experience, right? Are you going to bring anybody to speak, or is it all you? And just showcase lots of photos, right? People want to see themselves in the retreat. They want to know what it's going to feel like to be there. The recommended pricing for retreats is $10,000 or more. All right. So you want to make sure with retreats, though, that you crunch the numbers carefully, because retreats can be pricey. So you want to make sure that you're looking at what it's going to cost you per person, right? So if you want to make $40,000 from hosting this retreat and your expenses are going to be maybe 40,000, then you want to 8 attendees at 10,000, right? That's going to get you 80,000. You're going to make your 40, and you're going to pay your 40 in expenses. So you want to make sure that you are covering all of the expenses plus getting paid what you want to get paid at a retreat. So to create $1 million offer, this is something that we teach here at Hello 7. We want to make sure that this offer is something that is extremely, specifically that this offer is extremely useful, not just to the person, but that it really speaks to their pain point, right? And this offer needs to be extremely successful, and it's going to make you a whole lot of money, right? Like $1 million and more. So to create $1 million offer, the offer must meet a following criteria. It needs to provide a transformation, no matter if it's one day or a 6-month program or it's a retreat. That experience, that offer needs to provide a transformation. It has to take them from point A to point B, right? From like broke ass mindset to $1 million mindset, from making $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month. There has to be a journey that you can be very, very clear about. It needs to be in demand. So it has to be an experience that people like actually want, right? That they actually want to go to. Like, do people actually want to spend 10 back to back, like, hours with you on Zoom with no breaks? Like, probably not. So don't make your offer be something that people don't want. Okay. That seems simple, but we got to remember that too. Also, it needs to be enjoyable, right? It needs to be something that you actually like to do, that you're going to feel good doing, because hello, this is your $1 million offer. You're going to be doing this for a while, right? So if you genuinely enjoy, doing, maybe being on Zoom, then great. If you absolutely hate being on Zoom, then don't offer coaching on Zoom, right? If you hate long-term commitments because you want more freedom and flexibility, then don't offer 12-month programs just because other people are doing it, okay? You need to like it. It needs to be enjoyable for you. And it must be scalable. So it has to be something that can eventually expand beyond you, right? So that you no longer are trading those hours for dollars. And it may start as something that is you delivering that retreat, right? But over time, it has to have legs for it to be scalable. You have to see a way of how this is going to allow yourself to make this an actual $1 million offer. And it must utilize your strengths, right? So your top strengths, like they might be, maybe it's like firing like people to take action. Like you're getting them super hype and excited. You make sure you are the person that always like moves people into action, right? Or maybe you're the opposite. You actually are really, really, really great at getting people to be calm, to have a sense of tranquility, to feel really clear, to be able to be really vulnerable, right? To clear those mental blocks. You want to bring your strengths to the table when it comes to your $1 million offer. So think about that too. It's not just like, oh yeah, fine, I want to do a retreat, but you like actually hate sleeping in like different beds and using a different bathroom. Like that's not going to work for you, right? So pick an offer that you're going to enjoy. And one thing that we talk about here a lot, but I want to make sure because it's going to be crucial as you're crafting your $1 million offer, is you want to make sure that you're creating an offer that is a painkiller and not a vitamin, right? So if you have a splitting headache, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, here's this vitamin that's going to like make me feel better in like 10 business days, right? You're going to be like, no, I need the painkiller like now. Like I need it now. I can't think of anything else. It's right there. It's like what I need right now. That's what you want your offer to feel like. Okay. So you want to make sure that your offer is the painkiller to the problem that your clients have. That means that the offer has to solve a problem that they're experiencing right now. Okay. Whatever that is, whether it's overwhelm or they don't have enough time. So you create that time rich program, right? You want to make sure that it is super clear what problem it is solving and how your offer is actually a painkiller, not a vitamin to it. It's not something that they can be like, okay, I can do that at any time. I'll do that tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. Like I know vitamins are good for you, but like at some point I'll get that started. No, right? It needs to have that immediate feeling of like, I need to do this now. Okay. And there are many problems out in the world that need solving, right? And every problem brings a particular kind of pain. Your job is to provide relief for that pain. And we're not talking about, playing into it and trying to be really sneaky about it and trying to capitalize on it. But we do want you to focus on it because that is what people respond to because they want a solution. Okay. And you may be the one that has it. So for example, let's say you offer a program that is like, explore your relationship with abundance, right? Like, let's talk about abundance and you're going to be able to feel this at the end of your experience in this program. Whatever it is that you are bringing to the table, you want to make sure that people feel like they need it now. This kind of just feels like it's a 10-day journey for entrepreneurs who have a desire to grow. Cool, right? Next, we have the 10K 10-day challenge. Clear money blocks, take action, and bring extra cash in the door quickly. Now I'm like, okay, that sounds like it's going to get me something like now. And I should probably do something like that, right? Like their feeling is different, even just when you read the words. You don't even have to read a whole description on a sales page. Just the title can be enough to get people knowing like that is a painkiller. And also, like I said, this is not to do it in a manipulative way, trying to like prey upon people's pain. It just means that you know what your ideal client wants and what they need, and you have empathy for their situation, right? Maybe you've been in their situation. Maybe you are the one that used to have that pain point, right? And you found a solution or you found a better way through that. So now you're going to offer that as support. Okay, so let's put these slides away now and really let's refresh on what we just discussed, because I talked about a lot of different offers, right? And I went rather quickly because really we could go on for hours. There are so many variations even of what we shared, right? You can do a long-term program that involves one-on-one and has a retreat at the end, right? You could do a mastermind that has retreats twice a year. You could do a membership that has one-on-ones built in for the VIPs, right? The whole thing that what I want you all to really take away is that you can get to be creative. You get to be creative as you create your $1 million offer. It's like, what would light you up? What would solve that problem for your client? Create that, right? Create the offer that's going to excite you, because hello, you're going to be talking about it for a while, right? Then we talked about, okay, so once you're talking about it, how do you frame it in a way that is very obvious that it's solving a problem, right? That it's not a vitamin, it's a painkiller. So you can start to think about, okay, if I want to solve for this problem and I'm going to create an offer that really solves it in this way, right? In which way would it make me happy? Which way would create a transformation? Which way would it be enjoyable, etc., right? Go through that criteria that makes up a $1 million offer and come up with what that offer looks like for you. And listen, you're going to come up against some limiting beliefs. You're going to come up against some things and some roadblocks that are going to be like, ooh, like there's a lot there, right? And we talked about roadblocks earlier today. So there are definitely some things that are still living in your body, the things that you're definitely feeling right now, that it's your job to work through, because that is how you're going to get to the result, right? If we all stayed stuck, if every single person that has ever been successful at anything believed their limiting belief, we wouldn't have the most incredible offers and opportunities and solutions to some of the biggest problems in the world, right? If Rachel hadn't decided to go after what she really wanted, we would not all be gathered here today. Hello 7 wouldn't exist, right? So we have to allow ourselves to think beyond just I have nerves about this, or I have a limiting belief about this, or I feel really, really anxious about this part over here, and really think about like, what is our end game? What is the mission that we're here to, who are the people we're here to serve? And are we not doing a disservice by not showing up and putting our offer in front of the people that this would be the most helpful for, right? If we can start to look at selling and positioning ourselves out there as our responsibility, as our way of really putting out what we're here and meant to be deliver in this world, then there's going to be a shift that's going to happen internally, where it's now not like this greedy thing that you've been taught that it is. And it's a disservice not to sell, right? So I want you to sit with that for a moment. We're going to go on like a 5-minute break. And then I want to invite you back for our closing. We're going to kind of wrap all of this up because today has been incredible. So go on these 5 minutes, stretch, drink some water, go to the bathroom, but don't stay away too long. Come back, because sometimes it's in that wrap up. It's in that moment when you realize that you took this nugget, but that person took that. And that's actually really good. And I totally missed that you get to almost like pick up those leftover nuggets that you weren't able to catch during the event because there was so much going on. So I invite you back in 5 minutes. We'll see you right back here in the same place, same time, and we'll connect with you in just a moment. Okay. Enjoy the music while we're on our break.
Let me be your woman, 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 woman. I can be your woman, 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 woman. What you need, she gives 10 for, come here, Papa, plant your seed. She can grow right from her womb or family. Provide love you overlooked and unappreciated. You see, you can reciprocate. I got delicious taste. You need a woman's touch in your place. Just protect her and keep her safe. Baby, worship my hips and waist. So feminine with grace. I touch your soul when you hear me say, boy, let me be your woman. Let me be your woman. Woman, woman, woman. I can be your woman. Woman, woman, woman. Let me be your woman. Woman, woman, woman. I can be your woman. Woman, woman. I can be your lady. I'm a woman, I'm a motherfucker, but they got a problem. Put some babies in your life and take away the drama. Put the paper in the picture like a diorama. Gotta face a lot of people that are opposite, cause the world told me we ain't got that common sense. Gotta prove it to myself that I'm on top of shit. And you would never know a guy without a goddess is honest. Not just kidding, I could be on everything. I mean, I could be the leader, head of all the states. I could smile and jiggle it till his pockets empty. I could be the CEO just like a Robin Fenty. And I'ma be there for you cause you on my team, girl. Don't ever think you ain't had these dream, girl. They wanna pit us against each other when we succeed. And for no no reasons. They wanna see us end up like we Regina or Mean Girl. Princess or queen, tomboy or king. You've heard a lot you've never seen. Mother Earth, Mother Mary, rise to the top. Divine feminine, I'm feminine. Woman, let me be a woman. Woman, woman, woman. I can be a woman. Woman, woman, woman. Let me be a woman. Woman, woman, woman. I can be a woman.
You make me feel my command like zombie. Go down on me, oh, with your coca body. Follow my command like zombie. Go down on me, oh, with your coca body. Cause this your milky for front enough for me. Hold on for me, I no go to me corny. And if you're looking a fighty, I saw me to look. Gelatoni, oh baby, sumoyo, di. Baby, kona. Waka waka when you enter Malicha. Baby, kona. Will you give me sugar? Wala. Macho Mona Lisa, 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 Macho Mona Lisa. Girl, I'll be foolish if I don't let you indulge me. Your lips like poison. I'll take my chance with you. If I did look happy, you're in denial. I'll show you I'm loyal. You want that bomb way down like tsunami or would you hold me down in the corner? Waka waka when you enter Malicha. Baby, kona. Will you give me sugar? Wala. Macho Mona Lisa, 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 Macho Mona Lisa.
Yeah, the first streets that the money. I get to kill you with the unique keys. I got things. She want to have my keys, but I don't want to have keys right now. She tell me what I She tell me what I tell her we are. I tell her baby, don't easy not too far. She tell me what I
Welcome back. Come join me back on camera. Let's wrap up actually saying goodbye to each other with our faces on screen. So come on back and jump on camera. If you're eating, it doesn't matter. We all eat. We all know what each other looks like eating. I'm joining back on camera. We're about to close off the day. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to ask you about a few things today because listen, it's been a full day. Okay. When you signed up for this free coach, summit Encore, I don't know what you were expecting, but I'm pretty sure you weren't expecting this. And it was good, right? Let's think back to what happened today. Rachel walked us through an entire journey this morning, talking about all the things that had to do with the coaching industry and where it stands today, breaking through some of the things that we need to know about why it's important to step into this world and how this industry is not waiting for anyone, right? So these are the things that I want you to truly start to think about, and that I hope linger with you long before this call is over. Secondly, we had an incredible panel. All right. Like this panel was fire. I know myself, even I was like, wait, let me take some of these quotes down. People were dropping gems everywhere. There was so much to gather, even just from the panel alone. Rachel came in and talked to us about the most incredible opportunity, which is to become a Hello Seven coach. I personally have gone through the coaching program. I went through it last year and graduated this January along with my entire cohort. And it was quite a journey. So if you have any questions about that, please drop them in the chat. I'm here for you. Again, team, if you could drop back the link to apply, I want to make sure that everyone knows that is the link that you need to hit. need to apply to be able to be eligible for the bonus today of the 3 one-on-one Hello 7 coaching calls. And then after the application, even if you're sitting, I've seen a few of you in the chat and you're like, but I don't know if I can afford it. You won't know unless you have a conversation, because our team has different options available. They have a way to really figure out, like, where are you right now? What are the things that you're really looking for? What we want to make sure you do is that you fill out the application. And the reason for that is that in there, we're going to ask you about, why do you want to be a coach? Right. And again, like we talked about, we want to make sure that this is a good fit both ways. All right. So make sure that you apply to become a Hello 7 coach. That is what's going to at least guarantee that if you do come into the program and choose to become a Hello 7 coach, you do get access to those bonuses. That's the only way we're going to know that you're interested. Okay. So please go ahead and do that. So I want to ask everyone here in the room today, I want you to just take a moment. Maybe you've been like brushing through notes. I saw a bunch of you taking notes during the coach offer session, right? Like writing down all the ideas, and everybody's head was down, right? The chat was quiet because all you were writing. So now I want you to come back to me in the chat, right? And Rachel and I operate the same way, which is like, I need some feedback. I want to make sure that you're here, you're present, and you're listening. And I want to know, what was your biggest takeaway from today? Right? You showed up this morning. Maybe you didn't even know what to expect out of today. You knew some of the things we've been sharing about it, but what was either a surprising thing, something that you learned about yourself, something that you're like, I'm going to look at that differently now. Tell me in the chat a takeaway, and take your time to write it. Okay. Like, I know they're going to be coming in just a moment, but the reason I want you to engage in this moment is that there are a lot of people here who maybe like had to slip in and out. Some people that, were here for the entirety of the day, and other people that had like 2 work meetings they really had to get to and missed out on some of the sessions. Sharing the gold here, sharing is caring, right? This is what I tell my kids all the time. Sharing is caring. So share some of those golden nuggets in the chat, because this is how we all get to like take in, yeah, I'm reminded of that. Or yes, that is true. Or yes, I did learn that today. I did get that as a takeaway as well. Or you know what? I didn't actually catch it that way, but I love the way you just put that. Okay. Let me go into the chat and see. But listen, come back over here. We're about to wrap up. Let's close off strong. Okay. Tell me in the chat. So we have here, I am exactly where I asked to be. To Kenya, can I get that tattooed on my body? I am exactly where I asked to be. I love that. That I am powerful and capable, Alexandra. Yes, I am climbing invisible stairs. I am an overgiver and it drains me. So why am I overgiving? We got some questions you're gonna be asking yourself later today. Okay. Yeah. Keisha was like, ooh, let's talk about that. Like the coaching, like, tingling is like happening already. The various ways to create offers and the price ranges. That was gold for me. Setting rates is such a challenge for me, for sure. And you know what? We got to start somewhere, which is why we like to give those ranges. But at the end of the day, and especially through the Hello 7 Coach certification program, we learn a lot of different tools you end up using with your clients, and then you end up using them for yourself. And one of them is about value-based pricing, right? And how to go about pricing your products in a way that is about the value that you're delivering, right? Because we have been conditioned to price ourselves based on our time, and enough of that. So I'm taking $1 Million Action. Yes, to Kenya, we have seen your application come through. We saw your booked call come through. There's been so many of you. I think at this point, we're almost at 10 calls booked. We have like 15 people or more. I think we're at 20 something people that have been applying, and you're just wrapping up the applications so you can get to booking a call. We're so excited to connect with you, to review those applications and reach back out to those accepted applicants about booking a call. So much beautiful transparency, human delight, empowering strength, and loads of love. Starting remains a key element to success, ready or not. Oh, I love that, Amanda. To take a stand for the things that I hate and trust that my people will be there. Yes, right? To stop just deciding that I don't want to ruffle any feathers because, I don't want to make anybody upset. It's like we have thoughts. Like, what are the conversations you have that like rile you up? I encourage everyone to start keeping even like a little piece of paper or even a notes on your phone. The next time that you feel yourself get real, like into a conversation, you're really like feeling the thing, right? You're maybe debating something with a friend, or you're like, both you and a coworker or a friend are like on the same page, and you're like, yes, I know. And I can't believe that this and this, right? When you feel that fire in you, there is something there. There's something for you to explore, right? Maybe it's aligned to your offer. Maybe it's actually more aligned to your messaging. Maybe it's a way you connect with your audience. There's something there. So that's a little nugget for you. Bring your full personality to your business, knowing that not everyone will like it. For sure, Gail. Like, it's just like enough, right? Enough with the people that don't want to be around you. Like, we don't have time for that. And I say this all the time now, more in my life with these little children that just keep growing up. It's like, I barely have time. So I just need to like, I gotta be so selective, right? We all have to and should be more selective with where we put our energies and who we allow into our space, right? That's why $1 Million Squad is huge both in the program, but also just in your life. Okay. You need them for the rest of your life. This was a better live session on the principles in the book. I have read 3 of them. I did not implement what I needed to do before that, but I will do it now. Dr. Crystal Harris, we are listening and we are watching. I'm going to go see if your name is under one of these applications. Okay. It's time to take action and show up. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful messages in here. Okay. Now I have an ask for you. Okay. We have a link that we want to send. It's actually really cute. It's hello7.co/love. And I want you to copy what you put here in the chat, whatever it was that was your takeaway. And I want you to drop it in here to be able to support other people that are going to want to come to this. Because again, this was a free event, right? We didn't sell a ticket for this event. This was a complete encore of a lot of really valuable content. A lot of time was spent here. We had guest speakers. We had Rachel Rogers herself, right? We spent a lot of time in this space together. We would love your words in this page. If you want to just click on the link and you can open it now, you can open it a little bit later, or like go through it a little bit later, but it's honestly available. You've already written it in the chat. You might as well just copy paste it into this place right here. And that's going to help us collect some testimonials about events like this, because we want to do more of this. In an effort to let people know, like, this is how we get down at Hello 7 live events, then we need to let them know what's going on here, right? Like, what's all the hype? Why should I spend almost an entire day with these people? You know why, but some of the people that haven't ever joined us before don't know. So this would be really helpful for all of us to be able to have some of your words on either what your takeaway was, or why it was so important for you to be here, or how maybe you didn't know that it was important for you to be here until you showed up and you were like, I really need to stick around. Like, let me cancel that meeting, right? Some of you actually said that you cancel a meeting in the afternoon just to be here and not miss a second of this. So thank you for that. So we have hello7.co/love for you to drop us some of that love for today's event. And thank you for sharing so openly and honestly throughout today, all right? As Rachel was speaking, I got to read some of those roadblocks, some of those things that are like maybe sitting with you and probably are still sitting with you up until this moment. And you're going to get some emails after this event, right? You're going to get some traditional follow-up emails just being like, hey, how did it go? How was the event? How are you feeling post all of that amazing things that we just shared? And again, today is the last day that bonus is available for anyone who applies. So even if you apply and then you have to book a call on Friday, that's okay. As long as you have applied, you are guaranteed to be one of the people that receives that bonus if you choose to join that program. So I do want to make sure that, yes, we will share the link to the entire page that Rachel, thank you for that question, Roseanne. So yes, we will share that link to the entire page, the sales page, with all the details, the offer, all the details on like the dates are all on there. And there's also some beautiful videos from people from my cohort, some testimonials, right? Some wins that people have been having after the program as well. So all of that is there for you to consume. We will have that in your follow-up email. But right now, the one link I want to ask the team to reshare is the apply button or the apply link. This is where I want to make sure you at least have that application open. So even if you haven't finished filling it out, or you're like, I'll fill it out later, make sure it's open before we close out this Zoom call. All right. Thank you all so much for spending today with us. I hope that you had a blast. Yes to all the gems. I've been picking them up, and I know all of you have been as well. Yes, there were gems everywhere. Yes, I agree with this in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Again, my name is Mary Angelica. The entire Hello 7 team here has been really pouring some love into this chat. The coaches have been in the chat supporting you as well, as you've probably felt some of that love and all the hearts that were everywhere. Thank you to our entire team here at Hello 7 for putting this event together. And if you're watching us from any of the streams, make sure that you come over and join us in the Zoom next time that we do this event, so that you don't miss out on the chat vibes, because the chat's a good place to be. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.